Casual Mechanic here, just doing a short review of my CMR 30, what I think about the gun, and kind of how I have it set up. So, this is a CMR 30, it's made by Keltec. The gun itself, when I purchased it, kind of sucked. With some upgrade parts, an M-Carbo feed ramp, an M-Carbo magazine catch, and an M-Carbo trigger, made the gun basically completely functional. I won't say that I don't have any issues with it. It's very picky about ammunition still, but once you find an ammunition that is working and stays working, it's pretty much reliable at that point. I would never still recommend this gun as something that you're going to defend your home, your life, or your family with. This is definitely a straight up range toy, plinking and, just having a good time. It is a cool gun. I love the look, the aesthetic of the gun. And then, as you can see, I've done a little bit of aesthetic improvements here. The Holosun optics with the magnifier, the M-Bus pop-up sights. This gun does not come with sights. You have to buy your own sights to put on the gun. And then I did a TLR 4 flashlight laser combination on the front. Vertical foregrip from Magpul, it's the M-Bus. And then I don't remember the brand, but all this is a barrel shroud. It is not a actual can. I definitely don't like the idea of, doing the Form 1s to try and get, silencers and things like that. Don't want to give the ATF permission to ever knock on my door. And so I will stick to aesthetic and, putting on earmuffs and ear protection whenever I want to go shooting. This is really, really cool as far as the look, and it has, no recoil mitigation or anything like that. It's only a 22 Magnum, so you don't even need recoil mitigation. It is literally just for the aesthetic, and like I said, it looks really, really good on it. Without it, as you can see, the barrel is pencil thin, and it comes all the way to here, and so it just kind of looks goofy when you don't have that. The stock on this gun is pretty cool. You can extend it out, and as you can see, it gives you the length of a standard, rifle system. And so with it all the way collapsed and folded in, right here is where you press to collapse that stock. And so you can collapse it all the way in. And it kind of gives you like MP7 vibes. It's actually, pretty decent. I have taken this gun and been accurate out to 200 yards. And when I say accurate, I don't mean, like thumb size grouping or anything like that. I've just been able to hit, probably an 8-inch plate, consistently at 200 yards, that sort of deal. And so it's fun. I have a lot of fun with it. I'm sure that there are ways to get better accuracy out of the gun at longer distances, but it really shines between the 50 to 100 yard kind of mark as far as trying to get actual thumb size groupings and stuff like that. Outside of that, you're just lobbing a piece of lead that was never meant to go 200 yards. So it's kind of funny. I have a lot of fun with it. I'm sure that you can find other videos online that kind of discuss the goods and the bads. I just wanted to do a quick kind of video on what I've got going on here. Do I like the gun? Total rating 1 out of 10. It's a 6. Simple as that. It's fun for the range, and it's fun to take and show to people, but it is not something that I would ever trust my life with. It's not something that even if I could always 100% count on it to fire. It's only a 22 Magnum, so no, probably not going to reach for it first in any kind of, situation or anything like that. I'm not going to be like, oh, this is the one that I'm going to take to any kind of situation where a tyrannical government took over or anything. Like, this is just a toy in my mind. I might go plink some ground squirrels or something like that. But as far as, depending on this thing with my life, no, this is a toy. This is just for fun. Do I recommend it to anyone? Yes and no. It's something that you can indeed have fun with once you do some upgrading and things like that. From stock, you will be more than disappointed in its performance. I can almost certainly guarantee that you won't be too excited, and if you claim that, oh, it ran perfectly and this gun has no problems, or you're lying to yourself to justify the money that you spent. That's what that is. I don't want to justify the money that I spent. I just, I do have fun with it. It is a cool looking gun, things like that, but it's definitely not the most reliable thing on the planet. Keltec, a lot could be said about them. They make some crazy things, but as far as this gun right here goes, they could do better, use better materials for certain parts of the gun. I did have the bolt catch snap on me, and that was during firing and things like that. I've noticed that the screws that they use, where the rest of the gun has no issues with this, it's literally just the screws. Some of them have developed some rust, and that's, I keep my guns, stowed and oiled and everything like that. Like, I don't know if on camera it's going to pick it up, but it's properly lubed and everything like that. So, maybe you'd want to lube all your screws, because apparently they'll develop rust. And so, outside of that, like I said, 6 out of 10. That's where I recommend it to be. If you've got the money, I would say this exact setup is somewhere in the neighborhood of like $1,200. I think the gun by itself is somewhere around $700. Can't remember what I paid for it, actually. It's been quite a while, but yeah, I think that in total I've got about 12 to 14, we'll say, after taxes or anything else. 12 to 1,400 bucks, but good gun for me. Maybe not for you. All right, guys, take it easy.